Hey all you cool cats and kittens, it's Dysfunctional Dad here. I'm making this video today to show you all how to use the Twitch Studio OBS. I've seen there's a lot of new streamers out there trying to get into the streaming game. They just don't know what an OBS is or how to use it. The Twitch Studio OBS, there's some pros and cons to it, but for a new streamer, it really is a great tool for you, and it's super easy to use. And Twitch has done a great job making it accessible to new streamers. So we're going to go over where to get it, how to set it up, what the pros and cons are of it, and why you should maybe stick with it in the beginning when you first start streaming, but then maybe start thinking about going and switching to something else once you've got that down and start learning how the OBS works, right? So let's drive right into it, okay? Okay, so here we are at the creator dashboard. All right, you're going to go to the creator dashboard. Go down to streaming tools. So you'll see under broadcasting applications, first one right here is going to be that Twitch Studio Beta. All right. You'll see several other broadcasting applications, and each one of those is going to have their pros and cons. They're going to have some of the other ones are going to be a little stronger, but if you're just starting out, let's go ahead and just go and click the download button there. You're going to download it. It's going to bring you through a quick and easy setup wizard, and then you're good to go. All right, so once you're downloaded, it's going to give you a setup guide, and we'll go over that in just a second. I just wanted to show you the application itself and walk through a few things on it. You've got, when you first set it up, you've only got 3 scenes here. You've got your main scene, your be right back scene, and then your chatting scene. All 3 of those are going to have their own specific styles. The chatting scene is just a full screen webcam. You can customize these however you want. But so on the left side here, you've got your stream layout with all your scenes and how to switch back and forth with it. In the middle, you've got your recording screen. This is going to show what you're actually streaming. And then on your right side over here, you're going to have your activity feed. It's going to show everything that people are doing in your chat. And then your actual chat box where you can send messages and you can read other people's messages and chats. Down at the bottom, you're going to have start stream or record video. If you hit the little arrow there, edit layout, going to take you to the page layout. You've got your mixer settings down here that you can quick mute and unmute your mic, quick mute and unmute your whole stream. Audio mixer, that's going to bring up your individual mixes, which you can add and take off. Then up at the top, it's a one-click edit your stream info. So that's super easy. You can do that like in the middle of a stream and just click that, change your stuff. So it does put everything you need to kind of like edit your stream on the fly right there in front of you, which is super cool, easy to do. You don't have to have 2 different applications up to do it. So that's makes it pretty simple for a new streamer who's just kind of starting to learn the ropes. Now, when you first download it, this is what you're going to see. We're going to be at welcome to Twitch Studio. We're going to go down here to get started. You don't want to skip your setup. You want to go ahead and get started. It's going to automatically detect your default microphone. So if you want to change your mic, it'll give you different things that are set up for the mic. So I want to make sure that this is set up on my Tonor audio device and personalize it here. And this is probably a little low, so I'm going to boost it right up. You want to make sure that you can be heard. You want to be in that just right area. But if you've got other sounds going on, you want to make sure you're louder than the actual sound. And then you've got the remove quiet noises option. So that's going to be your noise gate. And then this is going to be your noise suppressor, the remove background noises. So they've got everything in layman's terms. It's super easy to understand what's actually happening. Enable loudness equalization. So if you have peak sounds coming through your microphone, that's going to level that out a little. All right, so we're going to turn all those on. If you prefer not to have those, or if your microphone doesn't pick up as well, then maybe you don't want the noise suppressor or the noise gate. But if you do have a lot of background noise going on, you definitely want to make sure those are on. So we're gonna continue to webcam. So here it's gonna give you the option of what you want your webcam to be. No webcam if you're not gonna do a face, or if you wait to do a face reveal. A lot of streamers like to wait to do their face reveal, and that's totally fine. If you don't have a webcam, this is the option. This is the only option you're gonna have. So I've got the option for USB Live or ChromaCam. I filter my camera through ChromaCam, so this is the one that I'm going to use. If you have an application like that, whether it's Logitech or ChromaCam or whatever, then you're going to want to pick that application that you're filtering through. Otherwise, it's not going to pick up your webcam. You can remove background color. I'm going to leave that off real quick. Put on filters. I'm going to just have that default. We're going to continue to layouts. Okay, so this is the point where you get to kind of start to first customize your layout. Okay, so you're going to click on your main layout there. Now, scroll down on the right hand side. It's going to give you your colors, your primary colors. So let's say we're going to do blue, red, and green. All right, so your primary color is going to be the border, your primary border, primary background color. Your secondary color is really going to be your accents, so your little recording dot down here, little recording dot right down here. Tertiary color is going to be mostly just your border around the Be Right Back or anything that you specifically choose that to be. The accent image, that's going to be what shows up in your alert boxes. So you can see up here in the corner, that changes. You've got those, and you can go back and change that to your own file if you've got something in there that you would rather use. Wallpaper. This is going to be the background when you're not streaming a game. So if you're at the Be Right Back screen, or I'm sorry, if you're at the starting soon screen, or if you're sitting there chatting, or this is going to be background. So I really dig this one. It's almost like a retro sunset. So we're gonna sit on that one. So next, your pattern. This is only going to apply to Be Right Back screen. So you've got a handful of different patterns here, and again, you can always go back and change this later, but pick one that you like to get started with. Then we're gonna hit done. So this is what our three main screens are gonna look like once we get started. So we're going to go ahead and just continue on to settings. So one of the pros of Twitch Studio Beta is that they do a really great job of optimizing the stream quality. So with some of the other OBSs, specifically in my experience, Streamlabs, their speed test and optimization doesn't always work out very well, and you usually have to go back in and tweak some settings here and there. With what I've used on Twitch Studio, their speed test and their optimization settings, the stream quality settings, are pretty much right on. I've had zero issues with the Streamlabs OBS when I use their suggested settings. Another pro for the Twitch Studio Beta is it seems, in my experience, to use less CPU. So if you've got a computer with not the best CPU and you're trying to run games and stream at the same time, Streamlabs OBS does use more CPU. So this Twitch Studio Beta is going to be your best friend on that, because you can actually do more at the same time with it. So, all right, speed test is done, saying I can run at 1080p, 60 FPS, 6000 bitrate. So that's awesome. That's, I believe, the top tier settings that Twitch is going to allow you to run. So Gonna go ahead and just continue to app with whatever settings that goes. So this is going to give you the best quality for the equipment that you have. So here you see we've got set up. We can go right in here, punch in our stream info. You see I've got Late Night Tony Hawk right in here. You've got your go live notification. This is what's going to push out to anybody that's following you. Then select your category. It's important to make sure your category is selected and you're in the right gaming category or chatting category, so that people can actually find you. If you've got people that are browsing categories and want to see a specific game, they're not going to be able to find you if you're in the wrong game category, right? So you're going to punch all that stuff in, and at this point you've already got your webcam set up in the corner here. You've got your background screen. There's automatically a game capture in here that's not going to trigger until you start a game. So you can go ahead and just start your stream right there. You're going to hit start stream. It's going to ask you if you're ready to go live. It'll ask you what page you want to start out on, what you want to share. The primary screen share is going to be your main monitor. If you have multiple monitors, it's going to be your main. If you have one monitor, it's going to be the monitor that you're on. You can click that and actually change what sharing. So you can change you can share specific windows, specific monitors if you want to do a different monitor. We're going to leave that on the full screen application though right now. Leave it on automatic. That way it's going to capture what it thinks is the primary application there. So at that point, once you've got all your settings, go to layout and choose which screen you want to start on. So if you want to start on a live cam, I like to do a little introduction with my viewers before I get started. If you want to start on a live cam, you can. Or if you want to start on your main, you absolutely can. Then you're going to hit that go live button. It's going to push out your go live notification, and then it's going to start your stream. Now, when you want to edit your layout, you got a couple options with that. You can either go to edit layout, and it's going to take the layout that you're on, the page that you're on, and give you all the layers of that. Alternatively, you can pick one, double click on it, and it's going to bring out those layers. Okay, so we're just going to start at the top, take a look at our first layer here, or our first scene here. So on the main scene, we're going to double click on that. All right, so you see we've got alerts, webcam, game capture, wallpaper, and background color. So your alerts, that's going to be your alert box. Click on that, it's going to bring up all your settings over here. You can change the size and position over here by either dragging it or by punching in the width and height here. And then the position is going to be your XY, that's going to be your position on the canvas. But you can also just drag it wherever you want it. So for the alerts, I like having the alerts, bam, right in the face. I want people to see when people are following, hosting, rating, subscribing. I want people to be able to see. Your alert duration, that's going to be how long it stays up on the screen. So we're going to leave it up right around, you can just punch in, we're going to leave it up 5 seconds. There we go. Alert background, that's going to be the background color of your alert. There we go, pick whatever color you want there. And then down here, this is going to allow you to edit individual alerts, right? So we're going to go down here and just change the colors on a couple of these. You can change the media on it, so it starts out with whatever icon you chose. So we're going to just pick one, slap that on there. And you can do that for each and every one. There's also the option to change the alert sound. So let's say you've got a few preloaded here. You can also go to browse, then upload whatever you'd like. If you've got a couple of custom sounds that you'd like to use. So there you go. You can hit this little play button, and it's going to give you a preview of what that's going to look like. So with this box, we're going to actually minimize it. You don't want it huge. There we go. It shows up a little better when you have it as a rectangle. There you go. So a little lower, you've got your borders. You can add a border to it, or you can take the border off, change how visible the border is, the size, thickness of the border, and then the rounding on the edges. So if you want to round out the edges there, bam, donezo. So your webcam, you've got your options here. Same thing, size and position. What device you're using, you can actually change it for each scene. You can refresh your device, report any issues, and then you've got your borders and game capture. So this is what's going to capture your video game. This isn't going to pick anything up until you start playing a game. So till we start a game, we're going to see this background color or this background wallpaper. But then once we start a game, we're going to go into something else, okay? Border. Then again, color key or chroma key and color filter. We're not going to worry about that now. Wallpaper, you can come in and change your wallpaper image here. Go in, you've got all those same preloads, and then you again can go to browse and put in your own wallpaper if you'd like. Background color, don't really need this. This is what's behind the wallpaper. So we take the wallpaper and move that. Yeah, take the wallpaper and move that. See, that's what's behind the wallpaper there. So we're just gonna move all of this back to where it goes. There it is. All right, so we'll set all that back up. It does a pretty good job too of snapping into place. So that's that. Once you're done editing, make sure you hit save, otherwise it's not going to keep your settings. So you can do this on all of your pages. You can add text, change your patterns, text background, pattern color. So if you want to add something to it, so we'll start on here. We want to add a layer. Go up to layers, hit the little plus sign, and this is going to give you the options of what you want to add, and then go from there to different settings for each one. So on, let's say we want to add an image. Let's say we want to add a logo. We're going to go to images, add. Now it's just going to give you a blank box here. We're going to go to the right hand side. We're going to browse, upload our image there. Oh, let's find the right got whatever image you want there. It's actually going to be good because I'm going to show you now how to use the chroma key. You got your image there. You can add whatever background you want. Then we're going to go down to the chroma key. Edit chroma key. So the chroma key is specifically for taking out greens. So if you have a green screen behind you and you have it on your webcam, you're going to use your chroma key filter and take out all the greens so that it only has your outline. But what we're going to do with this, we're actually going to take out the shades of black. It'll allow us that. We're going to take out the blacks. pull the edge transparency and similarity all the way down. And now we've just got the outline of this, okay? And we've got the background gone. So if you need to remove a background, that chroma key is going to be how you do that. Just got to be careful and make sure there's no similar colors within that picture. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the settings. We're going to go into the settings button on the bottom right. We're going to go into general, and this is going to give you the options for language, your theme, light, dark. Most people choose dark because it is much easier on the eye. You can reset your app here if you've done a bunch of changes and you don't even know what's going on with it. This is a great tool to just reset it and start over. And experimental builds, I would suggest not using this when you're just starting out, because they're not, as it says on here, they're not recommended for everyday use. They're still unstable. But Twitch is always coming out with a lot of different stuff, so it is interesting to check in on and see what they've got. Stream. So the smart tuning. You can always, if you change your setup or get some new hardware, you can always go in and re-optimize your setting. It's going to do speed test again and the hardware check, and then tell you what your best setting is going to be. And like I said, the presets are going to be pretty spot on most of the time. But if you do need to go in and make some changes, let's say whatever it says is taking up too much CPU, or it's not buffering correctly, then you can go in here and lower your presets. So let's say you're set at 1080p 60 and you're getting a lot of buffering. So that's probably got to do with your upload speed. So two things you can do: you can either cut it down to 720p 60, or if your graphics card can't keep up with it, is 720p 30. So that's gonna be a lower quality, but it's gonna buffer less. So it may be easier to watch for you. So there's different pros and cons of that. We're gonna go over that in a different video. If you're not streaming and you're using the recording button instead, Twitch Studio can actually be a great recording device for YouTube videos and whatnot. This is the file format that it's going to save in it, and the path that it's going to be saved to. So make sure you know where that is if you're going to be doing any recording. So your audio settings, you can go in here, change your microphone, change the volume, convert to mono. So if you're having an issue where your microphone can only be heard through one ear, which is an issue that I see a lot of people going through, you can click this one, and it's going to down mix into one single channel. So that way it comes out of both ears, but it's not surround sound, right? So this is going to be great for cell phones. Cell phones a lot of times don't down mix it on their own, so you're not going to be able to hear any audio, or you'll only hear the left or right ear audio. So if you have viewers that have that issue, or if you notice that's a problem when you're going back and watching your VODs, convert it to mono, and then just go through your settings here and try to set it up how you want that. You got your compressor and noise gate settings. Then your noise suppressor down here. This is going to give you the rate of suppression, basically. For your noise gate, you've got your open threshold, so you can put that up or down. If you've got louder background noises, then you're going to want to turn that, well, the bar up, which is going to lower the gate. So when you have that up, there's nothing coming through here. This is a 0, so that's not going to open the gate at all. We're going to leave that. I like to keep it like right around the middle. I don't have any crazy loud background noises going on. But yeah, the hotkeys, you can come in here and set hotkeys for anything you want to do. So your basic hotkeys for your overall streaming. You got your stream layout management. So if you want to set a hotkey, let's say, click on that. Let's say we do Control-Shift-1. That's going to be our hotkey now to switch to the main screen. So go through here and just check out all these options and really see what's going to be the best fit for you. Hotkeys are super helpful when you're going back and forth between scenes a lot. But that's something else we can also go over in another video on how to make that the most efficient. But yeah, this is pretty much the overview of how to set this up, what your different options are. I would say that for a new streamer, this is going to be your best option starting out, because it is going to use less CPU. It is going to be, it's super user friendly, and it's going to give you a really easy user experience when you don't know what you're doing. Now, if you already have an idea of what an OBS is and how it all works and what settings you need to use, by all means, go ahead and upgrade to Streamlabs OBS or OBS Live, whatever you prefer there. But if you're brand new, just starting out, the Streamlabs OBS Studio is gonna have some really great options for you. That being said, they don't integrate a lot of stuff into it yet. They're still working on it. It's still a beta, so they may improve it in the future. But personally, I don't think it's as customizable as it needs to be. Can do a lot of stuff. You can put up the GIFs and all of that, but you know, honestly, I personally prefer Streamlabs OBS. That is what I use on my streams. But you also kind of have to take some time to really learn how Streamlabs OBS works in order to be able to use it. So you're just starting out, you're brand new, no idea what you're doing with it, go ahead and just go straight into Twitch Studio Beta, and then once you're comfortable with that, start exploring other options and see what's going to be the best option for you and what's going to make your stream the best quality that you can. So before we end, I just want to talk about, you know, there's so many new streamers out there. Good luck. It's not as easy as everybody makes it sound. Talk to anybody who's been streaming for a while and they will tell you that it is hard work. But one of the biggest things I can tell you is bring your own personality into it. Don't try to copy a bunch of other people. Find out what you are good at and bring that into the stream. Okay. Thanks for watching. Check me out on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/dysfunctionaldad. We're gonna be making some more videos like this. So if you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. We definitely wanna make some more like this and see if we can't help some people. If you did enjoy it, check out my Twitch and come hang out. Come be a part of the Dysfunctional family.